Hey guys, Keith here. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Did a video the other night about where are all the single women over 50 at? Kind of, and I had a lot of comments. I appreciate that. I appreciate the subscribers and everything. And that video was talking about, of course, finding a mate. Where are they at? I've been widowed for. Or a widower for a little over 4 years now, and it's just difficult at almost 60. But I had the same difficulty at 20, and I had some people comment that were in their 20s that have a similar situation like that, where they're having trouble finding somebody. So here I am living alone. I have my kids with me, but they're older, and and teenagers and everything, but still living alone as far as I don't have a companion, that kind of thing. And my wife was my best friend, and just the communication and all the things that you share. I don't have all of that now. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about the joys of being alone. Okay, I miss my wife. Okay, but now that I'm alone, I got to deal with that, right? So, some of you are dealing with being alone because you have to be. Like say you've lost a spouse or been a divorce, something like that. You just haven't found the right person. And some of you have chosen to be alone. Either way, there's a lot of joy, there's a lot of benefits to being alone. I want to talk about that. We may do a video on some of the cons of being alone as well. And so, of course, being alone, it can be just that lonely. And you can miss that companionship, but there are a lot of pluses to it. So we want to talk about the pluses, and be sure and comment below and let me know how you feel about it. I did have a lot of comments on that other video about this similar thing, where people just maybe our age, 50s, 60s, that just aren't interested in dating and aren't interested in a committed relationship and dealing with the drama and all that goes along with it. I mean, relationships are work. Let's just be honest with it. We're all hard to deal with. We all have our quirks. We all have things that just gets on other people's nerves. And no matter how much you love someone, there's going to be something that is going to be it's going to take work. It's going to take sacrifice, things like that. And that's just a relationship. That's just the way it works. People are people. And so we're all, we're all hard to deal with at times. And we have our own little things that we, opinions and, whether it be politics, religion, how we spend money, what, things we like, things we dislike. And those can obviously clash. So one of the benefits I believe about being alone is just having the freedom. Freedom is a big thing. We all like freedom, and being able to just be free to do whatever. Right now I'm making a video. I might not be able to do that if I had a spouse or someone living here with me. Just might not have time. They may be wanting to do something else. And I might not be able to do that at times. So being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, pretty nice little perk there. So if you want to watch a movie tonight, watch a movie. And you don't have to decide what movie. You can watch whatever you want. If you want to watch a chick flick, if you want to watch a Western, doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to argue with you. If you got cats and dogs, more power to you. They're not going to argue with you either. They don't care what you watch. No matter what kind, if you want to listen to music, listen to music. Doesn't matter if you want to listen to rock and roll or Christian music. It doesn't matter. Or you want to mix it up and listen to all different kinds of music. You can. You want to listen to a little music and then start a movie and then stop the movie and listen to some more music, and you can do whatever. You want to go to bed early tonight? Go to bed early. You want to go watch TV in bed? Go watch TV in bed. If you want to sleep in on the weekends, sleep in on the weekends. You want to eat a late night snack? Go eat. You don't have to answer to anybody, and so that's a big plus to being alone. And so whether you're, like say, alone because you have to be, or you're alone because just that's where you're at, I think it's helpful and makes a big difference to just find the benefits in, being in the position you're in, to be content where you're at right now. Doesn't mean you want to stay there. Maybe you don't want to. You want to find that significant other at some point in time, or a friend that you can hang out with, live in, whatever. But right now you're there, so it's just best to find ways to enjoy that time, and having that freedom is a great thing. Not having to share things. Another thing, just not having to share the bathroom, not having to share your bank account, your finances. If you want to go buy something, you can go buy something. If you want to go out to eat, you go out to eat. You can decide, I want to eat in tonight, I want to have it delivered. I want to go get it and bring it home. I want to just cook it. I'm going to make me a bologna sandwich, whatever. I just want to eat some chips and salsa tonight. It doesn't matter. You don't have to answer to anybody. You don't have to, you don't have to share that, any of that with somebody. You can just do what you want to do. And so, whatever, like I say, finances, you don't have to share covers. You don't have to share the bed. You sometimes share the bed. There's the good things there. There's some perks to the bedroom, but sometimes the sleeping arrangements. Somebody wants to snuggle there. The person doesn't want to. Doesn't like that when they're sleeping. I sleep really hot, so I don't really like the snuggling. I like to snuggle, not so much when I'm trying to sleep. And so, there's just different things. And maybe somebody likes to go to bed early. Other people I'm a night owl, like to stay up late. And that can be a conflict. And if you're living alone, it doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do. So, freedom, not having to share things, privacy. Just if you want to leave the bathroom door open, leave it open. It doesn't matter. And I know in a marriage, sometimes you can maybe do that anyway if it's just you two. But you just have the privacy, your own privacy. You can, get on your phone and you can, get on Facebook and do your own thing. Nobody's going to ask questions of what you're doing. You just do what you want to do. If you want to get on TikTok and spend a couple hours, do it. Being yourself and being able to just, have that freedom is a big plus to being alone. And yes, it can be lonely. Yes, it can be, not having somebody to talk to. I mentioned cats and dogs. I don't have cats or dogs, but, like I said, I have my kids, so I have them to talk to. But, if I was living alone completely, might think of getting an animal, just to have someone to, talk to a little bit. They're not going to talk back, but, just to have that companionship, they can be very, very helpful. But, that's a few things, you can of course break all this stuff down and all kinds of details of, you can have a hobby, let's say, but again, that just goes along with freedom. You can have a hobby. If I want to go work on an old car, I don't have to ask my wife if I can buy the old car, if I can, if I can go work on it for 3 hours tonight, if I can go hang out with, a buddy, if I had a buddy to hang out with, to work on the car with, whatever. I don't have to ask any questions, and I don't have to ask permission. Sometimes, even with a spouse, you could get permission. And I mentioned the spending. A lot of times, as a guy, I may want to buy a guitar. I'm a guitar guy, so I may want to buy a guitar. And she's like, no, you don't need another guitar. And I probably don't, but, I want one, right? I got the money, whatever. So I don't have to answer to anybody on that. And same way with a woman, whatever you're into. We're all into different things. Whatever it is that you want to buy and things that you're into, maybe you collect things or just, you have a passion for things. However you want to spend your money. Maybe you want to donate your money, and some people don't like, they're not donating our money, and so things like that. You just have that total freedom to just be you. Dress how you want to, you want to wear makeup, don't have to wear makeup. You want to wear a hat, you don't wear a hat. Whatever you want to drive, you can drive. I want to have a minivan, or you can have a Corvette. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to argue with you. You're paying for it. You're paying the insurance. You're paying for the car or van, whatever it is. And it's all about you. And I know it sounds kind of selfish, but the thing is, if you're already living alone anyway, you just as well take advantage of it and enjoy it and look at the perks in it. Because there's perks to everything. There's cons to everything, pros and cons to everything, but there are a lot of perks to being alone. And doesn't mean we don't want companionship or don't want that, maybe some, communication with people, of course, but you don't have to live with somebody to have that. You could have some friends that you get together with, have a beer or have coffee or go out to eat once in a while, and, get in some clubs. We talked about that in some other videos, and get into some groups with like-minded people and hang out with them and do some things like that. But then when it's all over with, you can go home to your solitude and do your thing and kick your shoes off and throw them on, it doesn't matter if you throw them in the middle of the floor or not. You can make a trail of clothes to the bedroom if you want to. You don't have to, you can undress in the living room. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to care, okay? Do what you want to do and enjoy your alone time, So I hope this is encouraging to you, and I'm anxious to hear the comments here on what you feel about it. No drama, no the other thing, you don't have to deal with family. Sometimes our own families and way more than we want to deal with, let alone somebody else's family. And so you're maybe not even having to go to different things that maybe you'd have to if you were married and they had other things going, and we don't need to go to my family's get together here, and you don't have to do that because you're alone and you're making your own choices, doing your own thing. And so anyway, a lot of great things there that are perks, and like I say, you can get into details, but that's kind of the main thing: freedom, privacy, and just not having to share things, not having to answer to anybody, and just enjoying your time alone right now. And like I say, finding some ways to intermingle with people. You don't want to just exclude yourself from people, but just living alone, living by yourself. And so awesome thing. Now, all of you that are married and that are, if you're watching this and you're married and you have a significant other, don't get rid of them, because there's a lot of perks to living alone. Well, Keith said there's a lot of perks, I'm going to get rid of you. Don't do that. Okay. So don't say Keith said, you need to get out so I can have some freedom or anything else. Not suggesting that whatsoever. It's just, if you're already alone, you're already in that place, hey, embrace it, enjoy it, and I just wish you the best. If you could give us a thumbs up on this, subscribe to us, and check out our other videos. I'll link probably the other latest video out there on this, and you can check that out. And like I said, if you got any questions or comments, concerns, discussions, whatever, share them with me. I'd love to hear them, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.